Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a jet surf. My name is Yael, I'm from France, so don't pay attention to my accent. I'm working in Norway, and in this video you will also see Isak, that's my friend. And during this last month I suggested a bachelor thesis with this jet surf, and then my student took it. So then we'll explain you how to make it from A to Z. So as you can see, you will have this jet surf. So we will talk about the board itself, which is in carbon fiber, pads. We also 3D printed a lot of things, and of course when you come inside, then you will see the engine as well. The engine is not that powerful because it's from a pocket bike, but then at least we know that when you have the rest, you know that you can have a. You just need to change the engine, and then it should be fine. Okay, so let's start with the 3D model. So I'm just going to show you the 3D model, but first of all, I made a video of like more than 9 minutes about this 3D model, as you can see here. So if you want to check more in details, you can click on the link on the top corner of this video. Okay, so here I'm just quick. First of all, you can see the board that will be like here. This is the board that we made. I also made a stiffener inside, just to be sure. And then you will see that you have the tunnel and everything. And then you need to add, if you don't take this, the mount assembly with the engine that we made, with the impeller as well. As you can see, the rectifiers over there. We didn't have the time to make this cooling system, but it doesn't matter. Then you need to add the pads, the handle, the tank that is inside, the top cover here, hold housing which is under, and then the cover with the fin. Yeah. And then now we can pass to the rest with manufacturing. Perfect. But before manufacturing, I want to show you the 3D model by itself, like the description, as you can see now. So I made this animation in Blender, and I think it can be nice to show you this. So as you can see, you see the bottom part with the stiffener. Then you have the nozzle 3D printed with the impeller 3D printed as well, the housing. Then after the part that is holding the housing, then after that you have the axle. We used 3 bearings and a stainless steel. You have the axle coupling at the end, and then all these components, they go in the tunnel. As you can see now, we added one part to stabilize the axle in case of vibrations. Then you can see under the fin that was made in carbon fiber. Then after we added the engine, we couldn't make the cooling system, but then you will see later how we managed. The one-way valve here with the tank before. Then after we put the top part, and then after there will be the pads, the handles that were 3D printed as well, and then we finish by the top cover in carbon fiber and the 3D printed screws. So now we can start the manufacturing. Manufacturing, you see I used this NX manufacturing model in order to make the toolpath. Then it was, you need to make the mold of the part, but then it should be okay if you know how to make it. And then with my post processor I could extract the G-code and then send it to the Mastercam. What else can I say about this? Yeah, I made 2 versions, not 2 versions, but like 2 operations. The cavity mill that takes a lot of make a lot of shaving, and then the contour mill. It's like the finishing. This is nice because then we could see if the tool or the tool holder will touch the foam. And then after that, of course, you know, I think I used an overlap of like 70%. So anyway, you have to sand it with a sandpaper at the end if you want to have like a good result. So I will show you later how we managed this, but then we had to make two molds, one for the bottom, one for the top. The idea at the beginning was to make in polyurethane, but then we broke the tool and then it cost like, I don't know, 500 euros. So then we just gave up. So to make this, you will need like a CNC machine, another one than the Mastercam. Also this kind of saw. You need, like, of course, the epoxy with the hardener, and also you need acetone. Exact, for cleaning. So at the beginning, I tried to set up a force axis on another CNC machine because we had this axis. I made the post processor, and the idea was to mill the impeller, but then I just gave up because I had no time. Then after I tried to make with the foam, like the part, just to see how it will be. And the idea was to make after like this kind of infusion with a peel ply and a breather and plastic, but then like it was too complex and we had no time, so then we just used the brush, and then we made a scale prototype to see how it would be and how it would react. But our release agent was not very good, so then we had this problem that the foam was sticking to the carbon fiber. So we had to cut it in a lot of pieces, and then after you have to use a sandpaper to polish everything. But then after, the result was okay because we glued and then we painted. So after that, I just come back to the real model. Then we use the big machine over there, and then you can see the lines that you need to polish it. And then after that, we had to use this glass fiber, like 2 layers with epoxy to make it very hard, and then we had to use the sparkle to fill the holes, and then we had to sand a lot. So then after we used the brush again for the first one, we tried to use this plastic, but then it was not the good one. We used the one that was very elastic, so it didn't work very well. So then we just took it off, and then we just used the brush again. So we used 3 layers of carbon fiber. And then after that, when it was cured, we used wood beams to take it off. Then the first mold took like 4 hours because of the tunnel, because the shape was very hard, but the second one was okay, and then after we had to sand it. After that, we used the shield to put because we had no cooling system. Then after, we had to cut the top cover, at least to make the hole. Then we had to cut the extra, as you can see here, with this special tool. And then after, when we glued them together, we had to use like one layer inside, like a band, and 2 layers outside. And we used also Araldite to glue the top and the bottom. So then the result was okay, because after that you had to use the sandpaper again and again. Be aware that you have to sand a lot. So as you can see here, sanding and sanding. It depends on how smooth you want your surface, but the more you sand, the better it will be. And then after, there is the time that we added some epoxy layers, and then we were polishing again to try to fill the gaps and the holes. Yeah, as you can see now, it looks glossy like in the professional thing, but then the objective was just to fill the gaps, so then it was fine. And then after, we made the test and we saw that everything was floating, so then it was the first success, even if we expected that, but the shape was okay. And then we also tried to launch it. Nothing special, but we were kind of happy about this situation. So yeah, we have a special tank in this university, and then we saw that it was like, even without the fin, it was kind of okay. So after that, we had to paint. So we used like the gel coat paint. It shouldn't be this, but then anyway, it was okay. So we used polyurethane for making the mold for the cover. So the same, I used the NX and then post processor, and then after that we made we used 3 layers of carbon fiber. Then we put the screws that we 3D printed, as you can see here. Then it was okay. Then after we had to make the mount for the engine, so we had to use a rubber to damp the vibrations.
Right.
Then it was kind of fine, but we didn't have that much space. Then we started to make a first try with the engine, and we saw that it was vibrating a lot. So here now we were working on the exhaust gas. So we had to remake it because we had no place. So we had to cut, we had to weld. And then after we made also the one-way valve with the 3D printer and some springs. And then after we had to weld it at the end. Then after we made some tests. And then of course, as you can see, it was like kind of vibrating. So we decided to use another layer of rubber under the mount. I push. And then here you can see our atmosphere, our lab, where we spent like 1 semester. So we made the propulsion system. You can see the bottom before it's glued. And you can see also now the top with the snorkel, with the handles in 3D printed. We didn't polish at this time, but at least you can see that it's, we were using a lot of tables. And then Isak is working on that. So after we had to mount the engine, then that's why I took some pictures that I can show you now. And then after we had to put some silicone around the one-way valve. Here is the axle coupling that I used the CNC machine to make it. It took me 4 hours to make it because this machine is not that powerful. Then you have to make the fin. So we were cutting that in carbon fiber. Then we 3D printed like the propulsion system, as I told you, and then we made some tests with the in the tank because we put like a driller. So you see that without rectifiers you have a lot of turbulences, but after that we added the rectifiers on the nozzle, and then you can see that there is less. It's more how to say, it's more straight. So it's not optimal, but then it can help a lot. And then after we decided to mount the pads and the handle, and then after we decided to test behind a boat. So we will be towed by a boat, and we will see how is it. So here's the board testing. I want to buy a boat. So we tried at the beginning to start from the tummy, but then it was too hard to stand up. So like it was impossible, and then it was slippery as well. So then we decided to start from the pontoon, and then this one was like a success. If you know how to practice wakeboard or kitesurf, then it should be fine. And this is my case, so then it was not a problem for me. But the board was not stable at all, as you are going to see in the next videos. You see now it was okay for like for the direction because we had the fin, but then we have no keel. So you see the board is moving like right and left, right, left. It's not me who make that just for fun. It was just very, very hard to control it and to stabilize. But then it was okay. I mean, if we would have an engine, then we could propulse this correctly, I think. Of course, it was difficult because we are towed by a boat and not pulled by an engine. So then the center of gravity is not at the same place. So that's why we were happy that this board is tested just for seeing if it's waterproof or not. It was very exhausting, so then that's why I just gave up. But it was fine. And then after Isak had to present it, so then we mounted everything, and then we just took some videos and pictures after the presentation, which was a great success. He got a very good grade. The board was less than 20 kilos, which was like a big success. And then after that we decided to test the engine on the water. So then we knew that with no power it will not be amazing, but then at least we can see how many kilometers we could do. So we try finally the board on the water. At the beginning we tried just to see if it will move forward without any weight. But then we had to put some weight in the back because the impeller was not totally in the water. Here the suction, the water. And then after we decided to add some weight, like that the impeller could be in the water. And then it was moving forward, so we had to walk. But I was not full power at this time. And then after we increased the throttle, then we got more speed. And then finally we tried with the main body.
Power, power, power! It's full power! That's okay, guys, so now is the testing time. Our engine is not very powerful because it's only 1.6 kilowatt, that's right. 1.47, but then we will try. We have to take some ride already. Let's see. I think there's maybe some leaks because we can see some. Yeah, it's a mistake, you know. We didn't expect that, but you know there is some water coming in, and like that it can cool the engine. That's the plan, you know.
So we knew that the power is not high enough to propulse someone, but then it was a great success. We had good feeling, and then if you just change the engine, then it should be fine. So we have the shape of the Jetsurf, we have the sound, but then we don't have the power, but then it shouldn't be a problem. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to thumbs up if you liked it, and you can share it. It was a great project with my friend Isak, and then hope to see you soon. Don't hesitate to ask questions if you have them on the comment, and I will answer you. Thank you, guys.